This movie was unexpected, to say the least. Tonya is directed by Craig Gillespie, and stars Margot Robbie, Sebastian Stan, and Allison Janney. And this tells the true story of Tonya Harding, who was an incredible figure skater, and it's sort of about her life. You sort of see how she grew up with her mother, played by Allison Janney, and how she meets Jeff Gillooly, played by Sebastian Stan, Winter Soldier himself. And you know going in that this movie is going to be about the incident, which I didn't know anything about, and I'm glad I didn't, because this movie is riveting and awesome and funny. And that's what I meant with my intro when I said this movie was not what I was expecting. I was not expecting this movie to be a Goodfellas-esque comedy. This movie is a comedy, which is insane, because when I saw the trailers, I was like, okay, this looks like a really intense figure skating drama. And maybe I didn't see the same trailer as everybody else, but I saw what I saw from the trailers was a dramatic movie with maybe some comedic elements. This movie is a straight-up comedy, though. Every moment there's something funny happening, and I thought it was hilarious. Now, of course, it gets serious when it needs to, and it does take some time to really relish in the drama. And there are some moments where I'm like, wow, this is actually really depressing and sad and not funny at all. But there are other moments that are actually laugh-out-loud hilarious, and I'm glad that they managed to balance that tone. Now, the incident, as we know, is about Nancy Kerrigan. Not knowing much about it made the movie that much more exciting for me, but the movie isn't about the incident, it's about Tonya Harding, and seeing her point of view from this whole thing. And we don't know, did she have any involvement with the Nancy Kerrigan incident? Did she actually have any involvement? We don't know to this day, but the movie tells us what it tells us. I'm not going to give any spoilers, obviously, but I thought that that was an interesting route to take the movie as a comedy, and it just sort of threw me off guard. But I love that they did it because it was great. Allison Janney is winning the Oscar. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't even need to watch the Oscars to know that Allison Janney will win Best Supporting Actress, because she is incredible in this movie. She's so good. I couldn't believe her playing this despicable piece of garbage mom that sort of, at the end of the day, will always be garbage. I couldn't believe that. Even when the movie tries to tell you, no, that's her mother, it throws you for a loop and makes you think, wow, what a piece of shit. And it is awesome that Allison Janney managed to play this character that's comedic as hell, but menacing also. Margot Robbie is also very good here as Tonya Harding. She doesn't wear any makeup in this movie. She's usually a very beautiful woman, and in this movie she's quite the opposite. She is a loudmouth redneck, and she is a kind of an asshole. But and you see that when the judges don't want to give her scores, and they don't want to give her high scores, and you can see her being treated unfairly, but it's because this is not the image that we want to portray female figure skating. That's not what we want. Sebastian Stan as Jeff Gillooly, I didn't think this movie would focus so much on him, but it does, and I thought he did a great job. He was great, and I couldn't really sympathize with him, because I loved the struggle with Margot Robbie and Sebastian Stan's relationship in this movie, because every time they fight, he abuses her. She leaves, and then she comes back, and it's like, this is so frustrating to see her go back to this constant, like, obstacle that she can't get over. And I loved that about this movie, because, like, you know, she learns her lesson at the end of the movie, which I'm not going to spoil, but she learns her lesson, and it's a harsh one, but she learns it. Some of my complaints about this movie are, I wish I saw a little bit more of Nancy Kerrigan. We didn't really get behind her that much, and I thought I would have been able to really feel for the situation more if I had known a lot more about Nancy Kerrigan. Unfortunately, the movie doesn't focus on her, and that's fine, but I was wishing it did. Bobby Cannavale, you saw my hatred for him in Jumanji. He's just one of those actors where I just don't like him, and he's not in this enough for me not to like him, and he has some funny moments for sure, but please just stop. Bobby Cannavale, thank you. I also could not buy Margot Robbie and Sebastian Stan playing teenagers, sorry, but no. Because, like, there's a segment in this movie where I think they're supposed to be, like, 17, and I was like, no, no. They both look like at least you can maybe pass them off for their mid-20s, and the movie, like, ends with them both being, like, 22, and I was like, no. Don't buy it. I'm sorry. But other than that, this movie is pretty much flawless. I really loved all the performances. I loved the comedic element that I wasn't expecting. The soundtrack is banging. And I was really enraptured by the story, and I thought it was a great story to tell, and I thought it was pretty much perfect. And I loved the movie, so I would definitely recommend checking out I, Tonya. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.